Hello, friends. We begins a new episode of Malaysia, and today I welcomes you to the heart of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. We're gonna checking out one of the most famous landmarks in the world, the Petronas Towers. Trust me, these beauties are taller than my imagination. Now, let's talk about the Sky Bridge. It's 58 meters long, and it connects the two towers on the 41st and 42nd floors. Walking across it, you get these epic views of the city, but you have to buy a ticket worth 32 Malaysian ringgit. So I just avoided that part. I am truly sorry if I disappointed you guys. But I am going to show the inside of these towers. Here's something you might not know about the Petronas Towers. They stand tall and strong thanks to a clever architectural design called the tube-in-tube system. Sounds impressive, right? Well, it gets even more interesting when you realize this technique was actually invented by a brilliant Bangladeshi-American architect, Fazlur Rahman Khan. His design made it possible to build super tall buildings like these without them swaying in the wind or toppling over. It's like having two tubes, one inside, one outside, that work together to keep everything stable. It's become a go-to method for the tallest buildings in the world, and it's the backbone of the Petronas Towers. But that's not the only thing that makes these towers special. The tower's 88 floors are mostly made of reinforced concrete, but what really catches your eye is the sleek steel and glass facade. And this isn't just for show. The design is deeply connected to Islamic art, which reflects Malaysia's Muslim heritage. All those intricate patterns and shapes you see on the towers, they're inspired by traditional Islamic motifs. The Petronas Towers are not just modern marvels of engineering, they're also pieces of cultural expression. Even the cross-section of the towers is rooted in Islamic tradition. It's based on a symbol called the Rub el-Hizbi, a star-like shape with two overlapping squares that you might have seen before. Of course, for practical reasons, the architects added circular sections to this design so the building could hold enough office space. But here's the cool part. Those circular sections are actually inspired by the Qutub Minar in India. So the architects took inspiration from this ancient monument and worked it into the design of these futuristic towers. Isn't that amazing? Let me take you back to January 1st, 1992, the day when the dream of the Petronas Towers was officially set into motion. Kuala Lumpur needed a new symbol, a 21st century icon that would represent Malaysia's ambition and vision for the future. Argentine-American architect Cesar Pelli was tasked with designing something truly special. It's not that easy, though. Engineers and architects ran countless tests and simulations to ensure the towers could withstand everything from wind to structural stress. After more than a year of meticulous planning, the real work began. On March 1st, 1993, the first excavation started at the former site of the Selangor Turf Club. Every night, 500 truckloads of earth were removed, digging 30 meters deep, about the height of a 10-story building below ground. By April 1st, 1994, the foundations were ready and construction on the superstructure began. These foundations were the deepest in the world at the time. During testing, they discovered that the original site sat on the edge of a cliff. One side was decayed limestone, and the other was soft rock. To prevent disaster, they moved the entire project 61 meters to more stable ground. To anchor the towers firmly into the earth, 104 concrete piles were bored deep into the ground, some reaching as deep as 114 meters. But the most impressive part was the foundation itself. It took 54 hours of continuous concrete pouring to create the base for each tower, 13,200 cubic meters of concrete in total. This foundation was 4.6 meters thick and weighed over 32,500 tons. In fact, it set the world record for the largest continuous concrete pour, a record it held until 2007. By March 1st, 1996, exactly 3 years after construction started, the iconic spires were completed. These spires weren't just decorative, they added height and gave the towers their sleek tapering look. On January 1st, 1997, the first group of Petronas employees moved into the new offices, and on August 31st, 1999, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir bin Mohamad officially opened the Petronas Towers, coinciding with Malaysia's Independence Day. After 7 years of hard work, these towers became more than just skyscrapers. They became a powerful symbol of Malaysia's ambition and progress. Now, here's something you might find surprising. The Malaysian government wanted the Petronas Towers completed in just 6 years. Talk about a tight deadline for a pair of 88-story skyscrapers. To pull it off, they decided to hire 2 construction teams, one for each tower. Tower 1, the West Tower, was built by a Japanese consortium led by the Hazama Corporation, and Tower 2, the East Tower, was constructed by a South Korean consortium led by none other than Samsung C&T Corporation. Yep, the same Samsung that make your smartphones. But things didn't go as smoothly as planned. Early in the construction, disaster struck. A batch of concrete failed the routine strength test. Everything came to a grinding halt. Can you imagine the panic? All the completed floors had to be tested, and luckily, it turned out only one floor had been affected. They quickly demolished that floor and got back to work. But after that scare, they weren't taking any chances. Every single batch of concrete was tested before being poured. That concrete fiasco? It cost $700,000 per day to fix. To make sure this never happened again, they even set up 3 concrete plants on site, so if one plant messed up, the other 2 could keep supplying. Despite the setback, Tower 2, the one built by Samsung, became the first to reach the title of world's tallest building at the time. Impressive, right? Now, let's talk materials. Steel would have been crazy expensive to import, so they went for a cheaper, radical design. High-strength reinforced concrete. It's a material Asian contractors knew well, and here's the cool part. It's twice as effective as steel at reducing sway. The downside? It made the towers twice as heavy on their foundations compared to a steel building. But don't worry, the engineers had a plan. The towers are supported by massive 23 by 23 meter concrete cores and an outer ring of super columns. This high-tech structural system not only supports the building, but also creates 560,000 square meters of column-free office space inside. No pillars in the middle of your office, just wide open space as far as the eye can see. And beneath all this architectural glory is Surya KLCC, one of Malaysia's most luxurious shopping malls, and the Petronas Philharmonic Hall, home to the Malaysian Philharmonic Orchestra.
Disposable plate is available. Disposable plates, plastic plate.
So guys, that's all about Petronas Towers. We are heading back to Petaling Street in my room. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day, guys.
This is the famous Petaling Street, or Jalan Petaling in Malay language. This is the vibrant core of Kuala Lumpur's Chinatown, known as Chinatown KL. Always bustling with locals and tourists, this area is famous for its lively market where haggling is a way of life. The street offers a variety of food, with dozens of restaurants and stalls serving local favorites like Hokkien mee, ikan bakar, grilled fish, asam laksa, and curry noodles. The reggae bar adds to the nightlife charm, attracting visitors after sunset. While most traders are Chinese, there's a rich blend of Indian, Malay, and Bangladeshi sellers, reflecting Malaysia's diverse culture. However, the area also has a darker side, being known for street prostitution, which contrasts sharply with its lively market scene. The original Chinatown of Kuala Lumpur was centered around Market Square and Jalan Tun Hs Lee, or High Street. High Street, located on higher ground and less prone to flooding, became popular with the wealthier population, leading to the construction of ornate shophouses north of Jalan Cheng Lock. In the early 20th century, Kuala Lumpur was a rough pioneer town, with a predominantly male population of Cantonese and Hakka laborers working in the tin mines. These workers were governed by a Chinese kapitan, the most famous being Yap Ah Loy, a Hakka leader. During the Selangor Civil War in the 1860s to 70s, Chinese secret societies, the Hokkien Gihin and Hakka Hai San, sided with rival Malay factions. The war disrupted tin mining, and the British intervened to protect their economic interests. After the war, many tin mines were flooded and unusable, but Yap Ah Loy convinced miners to stay. He encouraged the local Malays to grow crops and established a tapioca mill on Petaling Street, giving the area its Cantonese nickname Chi Chong Kai, Starch Factory Street. In 2003, Petaling Street received a major RM11 million upgrade, including the addition of 2 large Chinese arches at both ends of the street and a green roof known as the Green Dragon covering the entire road. The street was pedestrianized, turning it into a shopping mall. Today, it is recognized as a heritage site. Now we are going to a laundry shop which is run by a Nigerian guy. We put money into a machine, and in return we will get tokens. 16 ringgit is the total fees for washing and drying. It will take 45 minutes for washing and another 45 for drying. After putting cloths into a washing machine, we put 8 tokens into the corresponding slot here. Then the machine will automatically start the wash, and this is same for drying.
Be like Bitcoin. Yeah, you put here.
Okay.
But when you put here, you use D1. That's all.
Elbow one. Okay.
Okay?
Now it's time to have a breakfast. Although we got 1.5 hours to wait complete the laundry. This is an Indian restaurant close to Pasar Seni metro station and bus station. Both are very close. After having food, we go back to laundry and collect the cloths. Then we go to the face natural miracle of Malaysia. Let's go, guys. Yeah! This is the natural miracle I was talking about, the Batu Caves. This is a limestone mogote in Gombak, Selangor, Malaysia, is located 13 kilometers north of Kuala Lumpur. The cave complex houses several Hindu temples, with the most famous being a shrine to the Tamil god Murugan. It is the center of the Thaipusam festival. The complex also features a 43-meter-high Murugan statue, one of the largest in the world. The name for the cave complex is derived from the Batu Pahat River which flows nearby. The word Batu is derived from Malay meaning rock. The hill was called as Kapal Tanggang, ship of sea Tanggang, as per the Malay folktale Malan Kundang. In Tamil, the temple complex is called as Pathu Malai. The Batu Caves were once shelters for the indigenous Temuan people, an Orang Asli tribe. In the 1860s, Chinese settlers mined guano from the caves for fertilizer. In 1878, American naturalist William Hornaday discovered the caves. Indian Tamil trader K. Thambusamy promoted the site for Hindu worship, leading to the completion of a Murugan temple in 1891 and the start of Thaipusam celebrations in 1892. Since then, religious sites have expanded, while housing development in the area began in the late 20th century, raising concerns about overdevelopment. The Batu Caves complex is a mogote with limestone caves formed over 400 million years ago. It includes 20 caves with 4 large systems and interconnected chambers. Speleothems, like stalactites and stalagmites, formed as water percolated through the limestone, creating cave curtains, flowstones, cave pearls, and scallops. The cave interiors would have been damp during their formation. The Batu Caves system is a biodiversity hotspot, home to 269 plant species, including 56 calciphiles and a range of cave fauna, such as the endemic trapdoor spider Lephistius batuensis. It also hosts 21 bat species, including fruit bats and various insects, reptiles, and amphibians. Long-tailed macaques inhabit the area, often relying on people for food. To protect its ecology, access to the inner caves is restricted, with educational trips organized by the Malaysian Nature Society. However, development, industrial activity, and high visitor numbers threaten the region's biodiversity. The entrance to the Batu Caves resembles the Vel spear of the deity Murugan, inspiring Thambusamy to build a temple in the largest cave. Initially accessible only by foot, wooden steps were added in 1920, followed by concrete steps in 1940, consisting of 272 steps. In 2018, the steps were repainted in different colors. Plans for a multi-purpose hall and an escalator were announced for 2024. At the base, Art Gallery Cave and Museum Cave showcase Hindu mythology, including Murugan's life. The Ramayana Cave, with a 15-meter statue of Hanuman, opened in 2001. To the right of the steps stands a 42.7-meter gold statue of Murugan, unveiled in 2006, one of the tallest in the world. The Batu Caves are the focal point of the Thaipusam festival, celebrated by Tamil Hindus. The festival draws thousands, with the Kavadiyatam ceremony central to the celebrations. Devotees carry burdens, kavadi, on their shoulders, including pots of cow milk or the more extreme Vel kavadi, a portable altar attached to the body with skewers and hooks. Some devotees also practice mortification of the flesh by piercing their skin or tongues. Devotees prepare through prayer, a vegetarian diet, fasting, and celibacy for 48 days. The procession begins from the Sri Mahamariamman temple, accompanied by a 350-kilogram silver chariot carrying Murugan's idols. The Batu Caves also serve as a rock climbing destination, with nearly 160 routes on the northeastern side, known as Damai Caves, rising up to 150 meters. Climbing routes are accessible through abseiling and spelunking, with trips organized by local companies. Batu Caves can be reached by taking the commuter train from KL Central to the Batu Caves commuter station, KC05. It only cost me 7 ringgit one side. Alternatively, you can take Bus 11 from the Bangkok Bank stop near Central Market or travel by car. Taxis charging as per their will. I will strongly suggest the train. Batu Cave has 2 levels in its inside. Let's go to the upper level, guys. I am winding up this episode here because it's already too long. The journey continues in the next video. So, stay tuned. See you soon.